Greetings, friends, and welcome to a fun and relatively cheap permanent Halloween build. So we're going to get right into it, and what you're going to need off the bat is some of these plastic skulls. If you have done many Halloween things, you probably recognize these two gentlemen as the ones from the dollar store. And this is what we're looking for. And you're looking for these ones in very much particular, because what you're going to be doing is you're going to be taking it, you're going to be cutting out the bottom, depending on how you want to do the actual mold for the skull that we're going to be making out of concrete. And then what you want to do is you want to cut some relief cuts in it here. And you can see here, it's been relief cut up to there, relief cut up to there. And what that does is it allows you to get the flexibility to pull the final concrete out of the skull after you've poured it. Now this one here, you can see I did a lot flatter. Do a variation so you're not using up as much of your mortar mix, because I do these out of mortar mix because it's finer. And then the next part we're going to be doing is out of actual bag concrete, because we're going to be making the dirt out of that. So once you've got your skull all done, I used aluminum tape to seal these gaps because it's really sticky and it holds beautifully while the concrete's setting. What you want to do is you want to get those seams set back up again so they're nice and sealed, and then using grout, or using mortar, which is a type of, I'll put a picture down at the bottom there. I make it and I fill these up with mortar, and then you will let them dry, and once you're done you will end up with something like this and like this. But you'll notice that this one has more holes in it, because I was trying to see how it would look if I didn't settle the concrete as much. Like when you have this in, and once the concrete's in, you tap it a whole bunch or you vibrate the bottom, what happens is it goes in and smooths it up a lot more. You can see this one is a lot smoother, but this one you can see I didn't completely set it, but that's okay. It looks good before I took it out of the mold. Now, when you'll see here, when you pull these out, I have found that the eyes up here have got a bit of a catch on it, like an undercut. So when this concrete comes out, it should come out at the top first. So all I do is I take it, once it's set, I bump it, and what'll happen is you'll see it'll release from the top. And then what I do is I just gently shake it out, pull it out from the top, and you have got a repeatable skull mold. Do as many times as you want, off and running, $1 per mold. How can you beat that? So once you've got these concrete skulls all made, you can see on the bottom I did some fingerprints because I need a little bit of roughness for the next step we're going to build, which is going to be the concrete dirt that it goes into. Anyways, I'm going to get into that right away, and I'll show you how I go about getting that and everything like that. See you in a moment. Welcome to my garden. Well, which is actually doing pretty darn good. So anyways, down here I'm using my garden because the soil's nice and soft, and I can make the mold pretty much for the base of the concrete. This is about maybe 2 inches deep, and once you've got it all dug out, just compress down the edges gently with your hand so it's nice and hard. Then you're going to need your quick mix concrete, a piece of plastic, some concrete dye, I'm going with brown, your skulls that you made before, and some wire mesh. This is not the best wire mesh, it's almost too tight. If you can get like chicken wire, that's even better. And then a pair of pliers just to cut it. So now I'm going to do setup, and I'll explain what's going to go on next. Prep is all done. You can see that now I've got the wire mesh cut out to fit in. Any extra pieces you cut off, just throw them in when you're going to go do it. Because what we're going to do is we're going to put down a layer of wetter concrete. We're going to embed the mesh into it, and then a little tiny bit on top, and then we're going to go and do a dry mix for the top. This is kind of a hard thing to record because once you start with concrete, it starts to set quickly, but I'll show you the consistencies as best as I can as I go. All right, you see the consistency of this cement. It's wetter. Now here, with the dye mixed in, you can see how this almost looks like dirt. It's wet, I need to get it on top of there, but what we're going to do is I'm going to place the skulls, move the dirt around it, and then you'll see how it all turns out in the end, but I gotta be quick. All right, so now you can see how the concrete is in and my sun is changing up here. You can see I didn't get a perfect mix, but that's okay, it'll add character. But you'll see that the texture here is very dry. That's why you have the wetter mix at the bottom. It gives it strength And then this one, the only thing you want to do is you want to pat down the periphery so it's strong, so it doesn't get broken off very easily. There's concrete right underneath this. It's going to bond all together, but you want to make sure that you don't mess with this too much. You want it to look like dirt. And once this dries, it'll actually hold beautifully. You would think that it would all flake off. Concrete is amazing, stuff like this. And as you can see, I buried this one heavy duty. That was only that half skull that I did. And then the 2 full skulls, I thought 3 was a good mix for this little pile. Now we're going to let this dry, and then we'll come back and we'll do any extra finishing we want to do. But the hard part is done now. I'll see you in a day. All right, it is mostly dry, and you can see it looks pretty darn cool and solid. You know, this is a great part of this, is it looks like dirt, but it's actually concrete, so it'll last for years. And you can see on the underside here, the concrete holds it all together, and that is really important because you need a good base, because this stuff will crumble on you, and that's why we build it the way we do. Now here, you can see that this skull's a little bit different. What I'm doing is using a bit of provincial pine gel stain. It's really important to get the gel stain. I'm going through and I'm just dry brushing these a bit to give the skulls a bit of extra texture, pretty much. This will fade off over time, but for the most part, it'll do the trick for years until they actually have dirt and everything really fill in all those gaps. Anyways, I'm going to go through, I'm going to finish doing this to the level that I like, and then when I'm done, I will put it in my garden and we'll have a look how it all appears. But other than that, this is all done now, and it is a fun project, and you really can expand on this. And the best part is you can leave these out all year and they'll just look better and better and better. And that's what I really like about them. Thanks so much for hanging out. Big thanks to my patrons who support me with a little bit every month, my subscribers, and my viewers. You guys are all fantastic, and let me keep doing this stuff by watching my videos and partaking in my insanity. Thanks so much for hanging out, and have a good one all.